We like the gays. They're a lot of fun. We're a pro-white group. We don't have any rhythm. Well, it's a visceral episode this week, isn't it? Last Sunday, we saw 500,000 people attend a march against the far right, which is a good thing. I think the right pose a massive threat in this country, the far right, shall I say. And so hopefully this coming together against the far right will strike fear into them and show they're not welcome like the Battle of Cable Street did. So how have the modern left shown the far right that they aren't welcome on our streets?
Can you show me what you would do if you were in a dance-off with Tommy Robinson? Show him how you dance against the far right.
What are we doing? Is this how we beat the far right? A dance-off. We shall dance off them on the beaches. We shall body pop on the landing grounds. We shall Zumba in the fields and the streets. We shall Dougie in the hills. We shall always step up to the streets. This is why the left are losing. I don't always like letting my politics or letting you know who I'm voting for or whatever. I don't think it's anyone's business, be known. But I really believe if you want to beat the far right, you stamp them out. You got to make racists afraid. What hardcore far right thug is seeing this and going, Jesus, Terry, they're going to dusty wine all over us. The far right are going to run all over you. These are people who are happy to throw their wives through a window when England lose on penalties. Imagine what they're going to do to the cast of Footloose here. Well, it's a visceral episode this week, isn't it? And I don't know, maybe dancing is right-wing kryptonite. Maybe that's why they want to cancel Carnival every year. But I don't think this is helping. Get him off the stage. What have you done here? You're doing nothing. This is exactly what right-wing people think the future that liberals want is. Everyone has turned up to Trafalgar Square. You've got 500,000 people there. You brought out Zack Polanski, and for some reason, some people who've been at Heaven nightclub and have appeared from a night out who have just... I hope they blagged their way backstage. Because what is this? You have 500,000 people. Britain has 2 weeks of oil supplies left. You are running for Parliament. You want to be the Prime Minister. Palantir are running an AI system that is blowing up schools. And you've just brought the gays out. Now, we like the gays. They're a lot of fun. But the gays are a peacetime people. You bring the gays out in peacetime. They will make the party good. When we've got the rent lowered and everyone's happy, bring out the cast of Magic Mike from the live show at the Hippodrome that your aunt goes to see and goes, oh, it was crazy. That's when you bring them out. We are on the verge of a fucking civil war because Elon Musk is asking for it and he owns a giant social media platform. Palantir is ran by literal tech fascists. You've got 500,000 people in the street. This is a good number of people opposing the far right and the establishment. What have you done? Turn it into an afters at Graham Norton's house. That's what you've done. And I like Zack Polanski. I believe he is a true anti-establishment politician. I think he's doing some really good things in these spaces. The way he's opposing reform is fantastic. But someone on his PR team needs to go, Zack, you have to remember, there is an image of the left from the last 15 years where they all think you're a bunch of pussies and a bunch of vegans. We need to make it not look like that. We need to make it slightly cool to be liberal again. And what I think you need to look at is boxing. This is how we solve this. Whenever there's a left-wing march up London, this is what I would do. In boxing, when they're wrapping the hands, someone from the other team comes in and watches the wrapping of the hands and the putting on of the gloves to make sure there's no tomfoolery going on. If I was working for the Green Party, I would invite a member of the far right to come and look through our plans for the day and see what works. And some of it's going to piss them off and you go, okay, we're going to have some of that stuff. But what you need to do is bring some old school docker who's about to vote for reform and we're trying to win that person over. And then when you go, we're going to have a bunch of muscly men dancing on stage and he goes, huh? You go, all right, let's get rid of that. Throw a couple of hot girls up that do something. You got to do, why? What's with the fucking dancing? I'm left wing. I like the Green Party. I don't know what this is. Do you know how bad that was? I was doing a gig in fucking Dunstable. I don't know if you've been to... I wouldn't need to go to the march. I couldn't. I was in Dunstable. Don't know if you've been to Dunstable. Hellhole. I was happy I was in Dunstable and not there. That's how upset I was. Opposed to far right. Very important. That bit there would have made me far right. I would have gone on the anti-far right march, got to Trafalgar Square, and I'd have got, Restore have some good ideas. They're talking about nuking fucking Iran. Stop dancing. Do something. Is this what we're going to have? Parliament's questions, you're in charge? All of the backbench, just glow sticks? Would be a lot of fun. That would be fun. But there's a time and a place. It's not when people are going to be hit by an energy crisis, food shortages, and potential nuclear Armageddon. Explain your fucking policies. How are you going to dismantle Trident? We're just going to dump the missiles in the ocean? That doesn't seem very green. And it's not just the left that have this cringe off it. It's this innate thing where every fucking party right now does this. And this is where the left and the right have to find peace amongst each other and unite to stop this cringe off. Because when the right take over the city and have their little Strongbow Dark Fruits March, where they all come to show how they respect the law by fighting each other, they also do this cringe. And I used to gig with this guy.
No one likes us. No one likes us. No one likes us. We don't care.
This is Dominic Frisby, a man I used to gig with. He's a nice fella. One of the kind of acts that when they're on, you check your phone. Light him early, bruv. He's killing the root. That's what you do. This is at the right-wing march they had back in September.
There was a bloke called Roy who liked to watch the football.
Doesn't even fucking rhyme. Look at Tommy Robinson behind his shoulder.
The London working class.
Look, it's Tommy Robinson. Who the fuck booked this guy? He's going left and right. We have to come together. Stop finding what divides us. We have to put an end to these sorts of things. I know everyone wants to protect the women and children first. I think this is a bigger issue. I think this is a bigger issue than the nuclear Armageddon war, that every few months, one of our groups takes over London, has a march, and has a fucking cringe off. Is it possible that you could do fucking less? It's just bewildering to me that this is the state of affairs we're in. Someone from the right should have brought someone from the left, and the left-wing person would go, hey, it doesn't rhyme. And someone from the right would go, yes, we're a pro-white group. We don't have any rhythm. That's why you need migration. Now, over to the US, where this week, one of the strangest bits of news I've ever seen, Charlie Kirk's mentor, Jeff Webb, dies in freak pickleball accident. A family spokesperson said Webb died after a tragic accident and the family declined to share more details. Now, I think if someone dies in a freak pickleball accident, you should share the details. You should be obligated to go into as much detail as possible. Otherwise, it sounds like a cover-up, especially when the person they mentored 6 months ago was publicly assassinated. Could you imagine someone came, ladies and gentlemen, Charlie Kirk has died after a freak debating accident. His wife, Erica, is only sharing the details of the death behind a paywall. And I checked up the pickleball death statistics, and this is what it said. There are no official statistics documenting a special number of deaths per year from playing pickleball. I feel like Mossad aren't even trying anymore. They couldn't be bothered to blow up his private jet, kill him on a skiing trip. It would not surprise me if one of their agents just walked onto the court and bludgeoned him to death, looked over at the family, shrugged and went, you guys think of something. It's sad to see Mossad half-arse it like this. They can barely be arsed with Iran. This is the most limp-dicked invasion I've ever seen. By the time this goes out, it is possible that Trump's launched a ground invasion on Iran. It's also possible he's decided Iran is America's greatest ally and he's now going to invade the moon. And there's zero sense in any of this. I've been watching a lot of ex-US generals doing podcast rounds saying that is crazy. And does anybody else find it weird, by the way? They're doing like a war PR round on podcasts. We're going to have 4-star generals going on off menu, saying the mountains of Zagreb make it impossible to invade. Then a nice little anecdote about why they'd rather poppadoms than bread. Well, when I was fighting out in Iraq, I became very fond of the poppadoms out there when we were committing war crimes, James. Oh, crazy. I've got a theory on why Trump seems happy for everyone to die for Israel. And this is a theory. But it comes from my experience as someone who drinks and embarrasses themselves on a night out, and I wake up with the absolute fear. And then someone sends me a video of me hammered at 3 a.m. trying to dance like I'm in Trafalgar Square and then vomiting all over the bar. And I go, that can't go anywhere. And then my friend puts it in the group chat and everyone laughs and I have a great sense of shame. And then I get the fear that the video will make it online and everyone will laugh at the spectacle I've made of myself. And I'll do anything for that video to not get out there. And Trump has that, except instead of him trying to shuffle and projectile vomit in a vodka revolution, his video is allegedly him at a pedo party. And his pal Israel, with the video, has gone, we're going to release this for a laugh unless you rush a ground invasion of Iran. So a lot of people are going to die because Trump would rather we'll evaporate in a nuclear explosion than face the music. And as someone who's had the fear before, I get that. Sometimes I wake up after making a show of myself, hear my phone buzz, and I pray for it to be a message going, a nuclear warhead is heading towards London, seek shelter. And I breathe a sigh of relief. Thank God, this will really overshadow me asking the bouncer what belt he is in karate. How are we going to stop this? This is how. Yeah, we're doomed. It's over. We're doomed.